Friends, Brian here for Yes You Can Play Guitar, and we did it, folks. We hit a big milestone, 20,000 subscribers. Can you believe that? 20,000 subscribers. Amazing. First thing I feel is happy. The second thing I feel is grateful. Because really, without you guys, it wouldn't have happened. I've often said YouTube has given back to me in so many different ways. I've met so many amazing people around the world who've become friends. It's the coolest thing ever. YouTube is without a doubt my favorite social media platform. As you guys know, my channel, I try and keep it a fine balance between reaction videos, interviews, and guitar lessons, guitar tips, and just discussion about music. One of the misconceptions about YouTube people have is, oh, 20,000 subscribers. You must be making a lot of money. And no, that's not the case. Sometimes, if you have a good month with the right videos, you have a little bit of a nice pay from YouTube, from your AdSense, but usually it's not really much to speak of. It might pay a bill. If you're lucky, it might pay 2 bills. And if you're really lucky, maybe it'll pay 3 bills a month. Where I'm really thankful is for my Patreon community, which I have a big announcement coming up very, very soon. My Patreons, friends, they've stuck by me, they've helped support my channel, helped lighten the load a little bit financially. I could never thank them enough. I'm extremely grateful to all my good friends around the world. Now, sometimes I do get a lot of questions from up-and-coming YouTubers about different things, microphones, lighting, cameras. YouTube's always a work in process. Sometimes I'll look at some of my favorite YouTubers and look at their production and go, wow, how do they do that? So what I'm going to do to help all you up-and-coming YouTubers, in the description box from all my videos from here on in, I'm going to have a list of the equipment that I use, whether it's cameras, stands, lighting, microphones, all the YouTube-y stuff. You can go in and you can click on and check it out. Again, my channel will always be a work in process, always working to try and make things better. But for all of you that have questions for me, I hope that helps you out. The last thing I want to tell you guys is never, ever, ever give up on anything when you have a hope and a dream that you're willing to work for. Now, I know that sounds kind of cheesy, but it's true. Never, ever let anyone talk you out of what your dream is if you're willing to work for it, especially someone who's ever claimed to care about you in any way. If you guys go to my About section on my YouTube channel, you probably have noticed that my channel was created in June of 2020. But when I reference my channel and its age, I go by August 12th of 2021 because that's when I really started putting in the work in my channel. Now guys, I'm going to tell you guys something, but I want you guys to know that I take responsibility for all my poor decisions in my life. Many of you know that I was a guitar teacher, professional musician. I ran my own music school for many, many, many years. I was under a lot of pressure to make money as I was supporting someone and their family. When you're in that situation and it's very intense, guitar, work, for years and years and years and years, I don't care who you are, you're going to burn out and need a change. At that time, I had some very traumatic personal experiences happen. One of them being the death of my father, who I was very, very close with. And also the realization I just wasn't happy with my life, who I was with, and things that were going on in my life. And I didn't know how to deal with it. I knew talking about it, sitting down and talking about it was not going to be an option. I went through a few years that were very, very tough, ending with me making very bad, poor decisions when I was at my lowest, getting into a relationship with someone who had a very bad personality disorder and never-ending problems. When I was living with this person, just right before the pandemic started, I remember, I lost my love of music, I lost my love of guitar, and I remember one day being in my late 40s, working in a gym for minimum wage, mopping floors and scrubbing toilets, going, where did I go wrong? What has happened to me? And I just realized today, it's 2020. It's 2020. When I was a kid, I used to watch shows and movies about in the year 2010. 2019, remember Blade Runner? It hit me today. It's like 2020. When you're young and you're like, hey, I wonder how old I'll be in the year. It's 2020. And I remember at that moment scrubbing a toilet thinking, man, is teaching a whole bunch of people guitar and getting paid really well that bad? That was one of the lowest points in my life. I had one night, it was in January of 2020, I hated my life. I hated where I lived. I did not want to go home because of all the fighting, the tension, the misery, the not being able to sleep, feeling on edge all the time. And I remember one night I stayed till about 10:30 at this gym. My shifts ended at 5, and I just went upstairs, and I remember just thinking, man, what the hell did I do with my life? What am I going to do? And I had a coworker come up, and I broke down and I talked to this person, and they said, I understand, I've been there. I really have. Just get through it. Take care of yourself. Get out of your situation, and better things will come. The sunshine is around that dark corner for everyone who's just about had it, everyone who's about to give up. As the months went by, I knew I also wanted to start my own YouTube channel related to guitar and music as I started getting that love and desire back, which I had lost for a few years. But I also knew, I remember creating the channel, but I remember things being so stressful and chaotic at home. There's no way you can run a serious YouTube channel under those conditions. I knew it would have to wait. Within a few months, I got the strength to get out of that situation in November of 2020. And 2021, I started getting my life back. I started working on my own healing, my own mental health. I became very protective of myself, of my life, not making bad decisions, never make big decisions when you're not in a good spot, folks. Whether it comes to relationships, whether it comes to selling gear for your guitars, your amps, whatever. I worked on myself. I worked on healing. And in August of 2021, that's when I officially started putting the work into my channel. The sunshine is just around the corner, folks. For anyone who wants to do a channel, if you want to do it properly, it's a lot of work. I think a lot of people don't realize how much work it is. But if you're creative and you need to use that as an outlet, absolutely. Never, ever let anyone discourage you, especially someone who's ever claimed to have cared about you. Guys, I cannot thank you enough. 20K subscribers. Onwards and upwards. Forward we shall march, as they say. Please keep the comments and suggestions coming. And remember, guys, practice hard, practice smart, no excuses. We'll see you soon.